YouTube could have relied on an exemption that was included in the sanctions regarding sharing information, because the Trump administration was afraid and needed to narrow its sanctions to limit it. But this overbroad exclusion of the 3 Palestinian organizations from sharing any information on YouTube merely because the U.S. Treasury Department has imposed sanctions on them is really an outrageous and shocking capitulation to something that the Trump administration hasn't even asked for. And it's a very, very dangerous path for YouTube to go down on, for Google to go down on, to accept this kind of prohibition on the information that YouTube can share. 2 things. First of all, the Israeli government and the Israel backers in the United States are really going to war against speech, going to war against information and evidence about Israeli crimes. Since they have lost the argument with the global public, they are now trying to win by force. And that force means silencing all of the investigators, the journalists, the human rights practitioners who have been sharing evidence of Israeli crimes. This is a very obvious effort to hide and bury the evidence of Israeli crimes from the global public. And it's very, very dangerous given the amount of leverage and power and influence the U.S. government, which has been doing the work of these pro-Israel lobbyists, following the orders of these pro-Israel lobbyists to censor speech, for the superpower of the world to be weighing in on its global muscle to try to silence all speech, all information, all evidence of Israeli crimes is a very, very dangerous precedent. While the U.S. government has now tried to quelch information about Israeli crimes, there's nothing to stop it from expanding this censorship campaign, the global censorship campaign, to reach into other subjects or topics that may be disfavored by donors and lobbyists. It's a real chilling effect. American organizations have been circumscribed in their ability to advocate with the International Criminal Court, to communicate with the Special Rapporteur for Palestine, Francesca Albanese, who's also been sanctioned, because American organizations and individuals risk charges of material support to a sanctioned individual, which carries criminal penalties. So many organizations have ceased or dramatically limited their work with the International Criminal Court, not just even with respect to Palestine, but more broadly, because they are very afraid of becoming entangled in a battle with the Treasury Department and the Justice Department about breaching U.S. sanctions. So it is absolutely having a censorship effect. And this is why there have already been 2 lawsuits brought, successful ones, to challenge the ICC sanctions of the Trump administration on First Amendment grounds. And the courts have issued injunctions on behalf of the plaintiffs in those cases. We do think the time is ripe for a lawsuit that challenges these sanctions on First Amendment grounds, specifically related to the sanctions on the ICC and advocacy related to Palestine and Palestinian victims. And I expect that there will be more legal challenges to come.